Okay, it's time for today's CSS Battle. Let's see what we've got. Okay. Interesting. So let's start with an element template, I think. No, we won't. We'll start with a nested template. Set this background to that. Temporarily set that background to that. And then maybe 70. 70 looks good. And then this background we will do a linear gradient. Transparent. No, we won't. We're going to do pink for what? 20 pixels. And then transparent for, let's call that 130 and 190, so 60, so 8 pixels. Tell that's repeating. We'll take that back off of there. We'll shove this at 90 degrees. And we'll shove it over what? 30 pixels? 40 pixels? 50 pixels? Are we too wide? Is that what the problem is? Why have we got 2 over here? What's... Why do we get a double width one at the beginning? Let's just do a linear gradient. 20, 30, 40, 50. 60, 50, 55 maybe. About 45. About 40. Okay, 40, and then make it 100 pixels wide is too much. 80. Beautiful. Alright. So that gets us those. Then if we shove a radial gradient, 1Q, 50% 0 maybe. This, what, about 30 pixels. Then transparent. No, 30 isn't enough. 40, 50. 50 looks about right. And do 0/50%. Oh, that's not quite right. 120 pixels. 50. Uh, 160 looks about right. And if we do minus 80 pixels, it's too much. 40, 30. That looks good. Then all we need is one more radial. Learn to type, Brett. Gradients. 1Q at 50%, 100%. Then these numbers, and that should be all we need from it. There we go, and we hit submit. That will get us 100%. So minify, unit replace, remove that, take out that space, take out that space. Okay, that all looks good. Hit submit. Okay, so that's attempt 1. That seems to have worked quite well. Now, is there another way we could do this? Probably. Let's go with an element template this time. We're going to use a P and an I. Width maybe 80 pixels, I think. Let's just check what this was. 70 to 170, so actually 100 pixels. Height is going to be 100%. We're going to use an ampersand there. We're going to change this background to that. We're going to set the margins on everything to 0, just to make life easier for ourselves. We're going to set this background to that pink. We might actually do this on the eye instead. Let's take that out of there. To the eye. Might just need a no. Then do mask. Linear gradient. This, no, not that color. We actually want black. 20 pixels. And then transparent. We want it at 90 degrees. We want that to have a 0. We want to shift it 40 pixels in. That should give us, no, 30 pixels in. That should give us that main line. That's good. And then we want a radial gradient. 1Q at 50% 0. Black for 50 pixels, then transparent. Okay, maybe that was supposed to be 40. That's better. Okay, that gave us that and that. Now then, let's do margin hyphen margin 0. Left wants to be what, 120, 100. Minus 300. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That's going to hit both of them. What we actually want is that separate for the P. Shouldn't be far off. Let's move that back to what, 70. There we go, that's that one in place. And then if we add another P, where does that go? That slid its way all the way over to the left. So if we then do plus P, actually left 40. Let's just do that. $40, $150, $160, $170, $180. Actually, let's get the line. No, let's leave this one this way round. So 190 isn't going to be far enough. So 230 maybe. 230 looks good. And then we add one more. And the only reason that we've got both a P and an I is that if you just use one, if you just use P, then the mask, for no apparent reason, messes with everything else, which is less than ideal. Margin left 150. 150 looks correct. And scale -1. Okay, that looks good. Let's just check to see whether or not this is. See, that all works out. It's a little messy. I'll show you what happens if we remove the eyes in a minute. Because it should be relatively easy. But anyway, we're going to minify unit replace this first and hit submit. It's longer than the first solution, so we're not really that worried about it. And then let's take out all of the eyes. It's going to look a bit weird. And we're going to move all of the bits that were in the eye into the initial P. Oh, okay. That usually screws me over in new and interesting ways. Okay, whatever. we will very much give that a go then. So yeah, we're just shifting the left margin. So let's try and save ourselves some characters here by just doing that, because then we can go like that, like that. This is still all working, that's nice. do I actually need? I'm not sure that I need that. Oh, we do need that. But let's take that out, and then we will do star margin 0, and then we will also line that up. Just check that this still all matches. That's good. We'll also take that space out from there. We also don't need that. Technically, if I do height as 300, everything should still work, and we save ourselves a character. That doesn't need that semicolon. Okay, minify, unit replace, and it's still longer than the original. Could we save some characters with this linear gradient, maybe? Don't think so. That looks good, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good. What happens if I move that margin into the star instead? So if I take that, replace this with it, then everything has shifted over a fair chunk. Why has it shifted over by quite that much? Seems to be getting a multiplicative effect. It's because the other one's after it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, let's leave that like that. Now, what we could do instead of having 3 is have a drop shadow, but I don't think we actually save any characters if I do that. In fact, I think I'd slightly lose out. Because we'd save, what, 3 characters there. Not a whole heap anywhere else. Yeah, that's not going to help. For fun, we could just try it though. Hang on, that's the mask. Then if we did filter, drop shadow, 100 pixels 0 and red. I think this actually does get eaten by the... Okay, so yeah, it's when you do drop shadows, they get eaten by the mask because they're on the same element, and the mask, yeah, this makes sort of sense. Whereas if you put them on the container, then it'll all work. So yeah, we can't do that. 239 for this solution isn't too bad, but we will go back to our first solution, which is this one. And yeah, everything is just on a nested template background so that we don't have to think too much about what we're doing. Probably. Is there any fiddling that we can do here? Not there. Not there. Not there. What happens if we get rid of that 0? Ooh. Okay, cool. That makes a change. Normally that one bites me, but because we've got the ats, yes, that makes sense. Could we have used the same radial gradient and just done the shifting? Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that and that. And then let's shift this 0, 150 pixels. Therein lies the problem, because then we've got to make it 100 pixels wide, which isn't going to, 300 pixels wide, which isn't going to help too. Then you've got to work out what the hell this size is. It's not. How wide is this? 70 to 330, so 60 to 60. That will get us just the bottom. And then you want to make it 300 pixels tall. But you see, it's got the repeat already, so this does not work. So let's stop trying to do that. That's a lot more characters than that anyway. We could crunch those down into colours, but is that actually going to save us any characters in the long run? The only way to find out is to give it a go. So we will do -c :that C. That saved us one whole character. Is there anything else that we could do? Could we do 50 pixels as a percentage? I think it does across, so it'd be 230. Did I say 230? 72? No, 260. So it would be a very strange number, like maybe 36%. Yeah, it won't do that. Jolly good. Okay, that's where we're going to leave it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.